I have a question though. Do we really do we need somebody else in that starting lineup? When you see all the numbers and the plus minuses for everybody who likes numbers, because I like to see the numbers just to see if what I'm seeing with my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I use the numbers. I more so eye test, but then I look at the numbers to see what I'm thinking. Is it backed up by facts or stats?
No, I don't.
Uh,
I
do you, sorry.
like. I still like. I don't think it's needed. There is a like. There are teams. This is always a worry, right? Even with DeJounte Murray, when you have three dominant ball dominant players on one team, somebody has to take a step back. Somebody has to sacrifice. And when somebody sacrifices, depending on the skill set, doesn't always necessarily work out. Like, I think RJ is probably a good example of that. We always said for a long time that RJ and Randall together don't really mesh. RJ's playing a little bit better with Toronto, and it's probably because of the freedom. It's probably because of the freedom that he's playing a little bit better. So it's like you have to be very careful who you add. It can work depending on who it is, because it has to be a very specific skill set that works next to our guys. A guy who can play defense and shoot threes on catch and shoot, and guys can play make. Like, that's the type of prototype we need, but we also have to have a guy who might be a little bit selfless. I feel like a playmaker off the bench who can plug in next to our starters is what we need, per se. And if we get DeJounte Murray here, then I'll embrace it. I'll see what happens. I hope it works. But I'm cool with a playmaker off a bench. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, and just to harp on what Jay Ellis just said, because as y'all know, like I love DeJounte Murray's game. Like, in the beginning, I thought that, yeah, that's the piece that the Knicks needed, to help bring them over the top, because his defense, I feel like on the dip system, his all defense for me had a San Antonio would come back, because now DeJounte Murray is surrounded by dogs that play defense, and I think that would inspire him to play defense in the starting lineup. And so I know the Knicks defense would be tougher, and he gets to create with that second unit and things of that nature. So it's kind of like you're killing two birds with one stone. But I'm not gonna front, like, the way I've been seeing the Knicks play lately with this starting lineup. Now I'm starting to lean towards maybe it's really just a bench piece that the Knicks need. Maybe they don't need to mess with that starter lineup, to be honest about it. So
Come on the
so
side.
so
Come
so, so
on,
lately,
Ryan.
lately I've been changing my mind after seeing more games of this starting lineup. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just a bench piece that's needed with this squad. Maybe it's
Hey,
not even a guy like DeJounte Murray to slide into the starting lineup that the Knicks need right now.
we got a 1A already. All right, we got a 1A.
I don't
Come
think
on
that.
on the
Come
side.
on,
Come
Lee.
on.
I think because of the way the NBA is trending, how much spacing matters, the starting unit needs to stay the same. I like Dante DiVincenzo in that role. I like that we have guys, especially when Mitch is healthy. We got guys who can lock down their positions in OG, Mitch, and Randall when he's engaged. So DiVincenzo allows you to have that risk taker, the guy who take risks on playing the passing lanes to get you transition buckets and really get your offense going quickly. I love that about him. Plus, his shooting, man, he's been one of the best shooters in the NBA. Not just corner,
Yeah.
everything. He's a bucket from a 3-point line at every level. So let's keep that the same. We still need that backup playmaker. I do not trust Deuce McBride in a 7-game series. I think that opposing coaches can scheme against him and shut him down, like they did Reggie Bullock, like they did Elfrid Payton, like they did Steve Novak, all those guys in the past who were one-dimensional in terms of how they scored. McBride's a 3-point shooter at this point. That's all he is. You scheme against that. You did a Malcolm Brogdon on this team, we are winning the championship this year. I'm telling you right now, we are.
You know what I've been liking though? I've been liking the little OG running the second unit minutes. Like the first half, the second unit was defense and running and gunning. The second half, the second unit was more half court, and it was OG kind of making decisions, and it was going through OG, and it was working a little bit. It was working. It got Grimes some open shots. OG was aggressive, making some shots off the dribble from the mid range. It was looking very it was looking very quarter water Kawhi. It was looking very quarter. It was looking very
Yeah,
quarter water Kawhi. I'm not even gonna hold you. I even like
definitely.
Grimes minutes because Grimes got the chance. I like the fact that Grimes got to play uninhibited and got to run the offense for a little bit in garbage time and try some things. I even like that. I'm not saying that's gonna work in the playoffs because part of the reason why OG wanted to leave was to have more opportunities to do that. So I'm glad he's getting the opportunity to do that right now. And
Preach.
so I'm not sure if that's gonna work in the playoffs though. Which is why I still feel like we need a guy who knows how to do that with the second unit. But it's nice to see where it can be if he gets enough reps as a playmaker. Like we might be developing a third guy, you know, like
Yeah.
that. Like I'm getting ahead of myself because it's just little
Uh,
touches, but
You're not getting ahead of yourself. I've been ahead of myself then. Like, you're not getting.
yeah, no,
I agree. I agree.
no, because
Uh,
I never really saw OG as a guy who can be the third guy. Like so to me, it's a new thought. It's a new thought to me when I'm seeing a couple of
yeah.
moves and go, hey, well, maybe. Well, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe there's something here we can work with. So I guess it's new to me.
Nah. Yeah, I get it. It happens. It was. I had worries. You're not 100% sure. Like my worries again. I had mentioned here in KOT when we first did the trade was could he create off the bounce, off the dribble in the mid range, three with level scorer type of vibes. OG I'm talking about.
Right.
And he's shown that he can, and he's shown that he can finish at the rim pretty strong too.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's promising. That's very promising. And then with him with the second unit, it lets him get his confidence up and comfortable with being that guy and not necessarily have to do it next to Randall and Brunson, you
Yeah.
know. So that allows you to and ease him into the rotation, the scheme of things, and get him going and get him feeling feeling himself. Uh, I said about the three ball handlers after we traded RJ, and I see the difference with two shooters like that. Definitely, I don't think we need to mess with the starting lineup because with Murray, the worry I have with him because I like his game is his catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Is his catch and shoot.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been bad. Catching hasn't been bad, but the spacing that Dante provides is going to be better for sure. The spacing has been beautiful. The spacing, chef's kiss, been beautiful. I love it. I think we can kick teams' asses with it, and that's what we've been doing. Yo, I see we got somebody in the chat. Yo, salute to the chat. Listen, if you want to talk on the Discord and speak your piece, there is a
We got
link.
Mikey Uno.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's the link pinned to the top. That is the Discord link. All you gotta do is click that link. Frizz will bring you in, and we'll talk that way. It's really simple. It's